A project that went from this to this. DeGods has been the #1 project on Solana, but not for long, as Frank continues to stir up some concoctions and social experiments for him and his holders to take part of. Remember, none of this is financial advice and you should always do your own research. Good morning, good evening, welcome to my channel, and I'm Soul Maniac. I'm so stoked to tell you that since the last video, we finished our website and it's finally live. You should go and check out our website where you can also sign up for my email list where I'll inform you on crypto news, alpha, new products I'll do, and so much more that I'm planning on doing this year. January 14, 2022 is when the DeGods journey began. It was not all sunshine and rainbows for the DeGods collection in the beginning of their mint stages, and Frank and his team really got forged in fire when they first started. Blood was heavy and people were pretty upset. People either hated or loved the DeGods art. Personally, I was not a huge fan of the art. Some were kind of cool, but most of them I wasn't really vibing with. I want to let you decide what you think about the art, but here's a couple examples. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about the art? Do you think it's worth it, or do you think you would have passed too and faded Frank? After going through 2 weeks of hell, Frank and his team released staking for the DeGods holders. On January 31st, 2022, DeGod holders can finally stake their DeGod to earn a token called Dust. Dust is a Solana SPL token that would be at the core of this project. As a DeGod holder, if you would have staked your DeGod right at the beginning, you'd be earning 15 Dusts a day. In the beginning, Dust was really just a worthless SPL token, but on February 24th, 2022, we can see Dust begins gaining some value. On the first live day of trading for Dust, we can see their high was right around 85 cents a token. All DeGod holders, if they staked on the day one and kept it in all the way till February 24th, would have earned themselves about $300 for doing absolutely nothing but letting your DeGod, your NFT, just sit in a staking vault. Even after the amazing announcement of Dust and what holders are passively earning just by letting their NFT get staked, they still aren't in love with the art and want something to change. And we begin seeing hints of what's to come in this next chapter for the DeGods. Here comes our next social experiment. Frank comes up with the concoction that as a DeGod holder, you're gonna take your Dust and kill your DeGod and turn it into a DeadGod. In my opinion, one of the most exciting things I saw in Solana history since I've been trading as a trader in the space. Frank and his team are under a lot of pressure to perform here for their holders and really for the entire Solana ecosystem. Their goal is to deliver the absolute best art we've ever seen in Solana history and really across almost any blockchain. They want to absolutely blow the DeGod art out of the water and make sure that holders want to rep, be excited about their NFTs, and set a new standard for art in the NFT space. They set a date and gave a date to their holders and the entire community. The first date they gave for the DeGod holders to begin killing off their DeGods was March 31st, 2022. Now here comes a phrase that Frank would be haunted by for the entire year of 2022. Delayed. This is when we see the first delay for the DeGods community. And really, it wasn't even the team's fault. It just happened to be the Solana system was a little slow that day and they had to push it back. But we all know Solana has no patience for delays. To Frank and the DeGods team, I don't even know if you guys will ever see this, but I want to apologize for the way the Solana space treated you guys. For some reason, they just don't have patience. And no one deserves to get treated the way you guys did. But even though people were furious about the old art, about the delays that were happening, when we began seeing the art reveal on the day that it finally went live, it blew our minds. I'm personally not a holder of a DeGod, but let me tell you, it is my favorite art in the entire NFT ecosystem. Let me just give you some time to enjoy this artwork right here. As DeGods began getting killed off in Olympus, you saw the FOMO begin to hit everyone in the space. At this point in time, I really missed this opportunity. I didn't know much about Frank, I didn't know much about DeGods or DeadGods, but when I saw the art, I was like, this is sick and I have to know more. The social experiment to transcend your DeGod to a DeadGod was an absolute hit, and the team did amazing delivering this. On April 1st, 2022 was this memorable day. It cost 1,000 dust to kill off your DeGod and send it into the the DeadGod state. Oh yeah, and if you weren't paying attention, dust was absolutely pumping during this time. 1,000 dust equaled about $4,000. Dust went from a low of 85 cents a token to going to a peak of $5.25 a token. Remember, if your DeGod was staked, you'd been earning 15 dusts a day. This adds up to real passive income for these NFT holders. What's the point of killing off your DeGod? Why the heck would you want to do that? As soon as you kill off your DeGod and it turns into a DeadGod, your staking just doubled. You're now earning 30 dust a day. By the way, DeadGod staking was live the next day with no delays. Right back to earning you a passive source of money. Frank and the DeGods team were not scared to take a risk. They wanted to pioneer this space and do some things that have never been done in NFT history. Here's a couple of things they did last year in 2022. About 20 days later, after DeGods began dying off and becoming DeadGods, someone pretty amazing joined their community. On April 23rd, 2022, Ice Cube ended up joining the DeGods community and bought a DeadGod off the secondary market. 5 days after Ice Cube joined the community, DeGods did an NFT Firsts and bought a pretty big asset for their project. The DeGods purchased a professional basketball team in the Big Three League, the Killer Threes. You might ask, why the heck do I care that my project just bought a basketball team? What's the point? DeGods plan to offer tickets, merchandise, part ownership in dust. Holders will have IP rights, seats in the stadium can be purchased in dust, the SPL token, and now DeGods have a national television exposure on a professional basketball team. Oh, and one other thing. Yeah, dust is still pumping this whole time. During this time, we saw dust hit a peak of $6.43 a token. $6.43 a token. Remember, DeadGods are earning 30 of these a day. If you were passively staking your DeGod and you would have just held these tokens even after you killed your DeGod and turned it into a DeadGod, you would have earned yourself about $10,000 in passive income for doing absolutely nothing. If there's one thing I can tell you, don't fade Frank. The Killer Threes purchase was a pretty dope thing for the DeGods community. This next one I think is also super innovative and exciting for the DeGods as their holders, but also the entire blockchain community of what happened with what DeGods was doing. DeGods throughout this time had been creating some pretty dope merch, which isn't a Solana first. The cool thing about this all, DeGods were the first NFT project to ever accept a cryptocurrency payment form for their merch. You could use USDC and later on that dust token you're earning passively to buy merchandise. DeGods make sure they innovate, they pioneer the space, and take ground where there hasn't been ground taken before. They think outside the box and make sure holders are earning the entire time. Now, for those who know the DeGods history pretty well, I'm gonna skip a large portion of it. That'll come in another video, so make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when that next video comes out, and I'll be explaining even more of the DeGods history. Let's jump into DeGods secondary market and see how much you were also earning just by holding an NFT and the value that that went up to throughout its time in 2022. One of my biggest regrets as a trader in the Solana ecosystem is missing the opportunity to buy DeGods at a low price. You'll see why I wasn't able to afford or get into this project throughout their secondary market history. When DeGods first went live on the secondary market, people were flooding them pretty hard if you remember back what I said in the beginning of the video. In the first month of January on the secondary market live trading, we saw DeGods barely hit a peak of 10 Solana, which knowing what you know now is an absolute steal of a deal. Not until March 2022 would we see DeGods hit some pretty decent highs. In the month of March, we saw DeGods hit a peak of around 100 SOL, which isn't too bad for a collection, especially if you bought around 10 SOL. And this is just the beginning. In April 2022, we saw DeGods peak of around 343 Solana floor price. In May, we saw DeGods peak at a 358 SOL floor price. And in June, we saw 399 SOL. And then in August is their big month. In the month of August, we saw DeGods hit a floor price of 590 Solana. And that's the floor value, the cheapest you can enter in. Then almost exactly a year later from their mint, we see DeGods on January 2nd, 2023 hit an all-time high of 659 Solana floor value. Absolutely insane. 659 SOL. Their highest USD value hit around $30,000 on the floor value. This is life-changing money for some people and an absolutely insane ROI if you include the DeGods and DeadGods you could have sold off, the dust you're earning passively. You were blessed if you got this NFT. And I'm going to say it again. Don't fade Frank. Soul Maniac. The floor price is like 500 Soul for an NFT. Why the heck would I buy a DeGod or a DeadGod when it looks like they're priced out and probably at their max they'll ever go? Is it worth the risk? Like, why would I want to get in on this? Let me tell you what's coming in the future. Season 3 is coming for DeGods, and it holds a ton of opportunity for DeGod holders and the entire Dust ecosystem they've created. Season 3 is the next social experiment for the DeGods team and the entire community. Their next experiment is to bridge to a new blockchain. DeGods will be the first NFT project to completely change blockchains. They're planning on going from Solana and taking their whole collection and moving it to Ethereum. This is a big jump for the team, a huge obstacle, and another NFT first that's never been done before. The team is taking a huge risk here, but I see a greater reward. Let's look at why this is a good opportunity. Solana is the #2 blockchain for NFT volume. I'm a huge advocate for the Solana blockchain and absolutely love Solana NFTs, Solana the cryptocurrency, and the communities that are all housed within Solana. Here's some stats to help you understand why this could be a good opportunity. In 2022, Solana's highest monthly volume in NFTs hit a peak of $343 million, with Solana's lowest monthly volume hitting around $63.5 million for a month. Now, here's why I think Ethereum is a huge opportunity for DeGods. Ethereum is the #1 blockchain for NFT trading. In 2022, the highest monthly volume for Ethereum NFTs was $5.4 billion in 1 month. Their lowest monthly volume for 2022 was $324.3 million. I think you can see the potential here of why DeGods has a huge opportunity ahead of them. DeGods have hit the ceiling and the max opportunity they have with Solana. There's a much smaller pool they can pull from in regards to wallets and people that would buy or can't even afford a DeGod. Where if they go to Ethereum, there is a much larger pool of people that can afford a DeGod and a much larger scope of people they can pull from. And Ethereum is the perfect blockchain to do that. On Solana, they are the #1 project to own, where if you compare them to Ethereum, they're really nothing that special. They're not a project that's at the very top. They got a lot of competition to do, and I think they're hungry to get the top spot in Ethereum. As a DeGod holder, if you're holding this and seeing this, you see that your ceiling just jumped massively and that your ROI potential could be huge when they hit Ethereum. Dust is doing even greater things this next year, where Dust is not only bridging to Ethereum, but they're also going to be bridging to Polygon. Dust is going to be one of the first SPL tokens to be on 3 different blockchains. They're going to be on Polygon, Ethereum, and Solana all at one time. The DeGods have massively expanded their reach, and in my opinion is very bullish, and I'm not even a holder. The Solana community, when they found out about this, was pretty torn. Some were really pissed off and really mad that the DeGods entire collection was going to leave Solana, while others like me see the opportunity here and get really excited for them and really excited to see how this all plays out. This is a huge risk for them, and I think the reward is pretty great, but this could ultimately bite them back in the butt. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think this is something that is going to ruin the DeGods or something extremely bullish that you're excited for? Oh, last thing for season 3, there's hints of art upgrades coming for the DeadGods, which I have no idea how they're going to top this last art because it's by far the best art in the NFT ecosystem. But if they can do it, it's going to blow our minds. I know it. They're going to kill it. I'm super excited to see what the new art might look like. I wasn't able to cover everything in this video, but I encourage you, go to their website, go to their Twitter pages, and go do some research because I'm telling you, the more you look into it, the more excited you get. DeGods have a pretty big opportunity in front of them in 2023, and I'm really excited to sit back and watch what they're doing. At the moment, I can't join the community, but I'm hoping that one day I might be able to join in. I believe Frank and his team and the project as a whole, when they hit Ethereum, will be able to compete with the top dogs like Bored Ape Yacht Club or Zuki. If you haven't learned anything at all in this video and you didn't take anything away, at least take this away. Don't fade Frank. Guys and gals, thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video at all, please go ahead, give it a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you get notified when I have that next video coming out. Down in the description below, you can go check my brand new website. On the website, make sure to sign up for my email list. In my email list, I'll provide educational tools and blockchain technologies. I'll give you crypto news, alpha on investments, let you know when I have new products coming out in 2023. Good morning, good night, and I'll see you next time.